Hey guys, welcome to Tim and Helen's Wine About Real Estate. Again, you kind of have me alone, but we have Daniel back for a part 2 in continuation of the tax benefits of owning a home. All right, Daniel, we had a talk in the last video. We were just releasing it a week later, but we had a lot of, we talked about itemized deductions, legal ways of reducing your capital gains. Let's move on. We have rental properties. We have a lot of investor clients. So, what are some deductions that rental properties can what kind of deductions can you make?
Yeah, so of course, I'd be happy to explain. Thank you, Tim. So really, if you're watching this part of the video, congratulations, you moved on from primary homes to rental investments, so you're now an investor from the real estate side. So let's go ahead and actually talk about the property deductions there. So what I'm going to go ahead and talk about today is strictly on the residential rental properties, not your commercial, and of course, I'm not going to be talking about land, but for residential real estate, really, of course, your income is going to be whatever your rental income is. Mm-hmm. But you get one additional expense which really makes your tax situation either slightly negative, very neutral, or maybe slightly positive, depending on your circumstance.
Okay.
Now, what's a little bit different between your primary residence and your rental is you can actually go ahead and start incorporating in depreciation.
That's right.
Yeah. So residential real estate property, of course, it depreciates over 27.5 years. So let's say you have a property that's $275,000 for the sake of math. It's just an additional $10,000 worth of expenses, which is going to be all your depreciation expense, when in reality, your asset's actually probably gaining value, right? So it's 10,000 more deductions you can take. Of course, you can go ahead and take everything else, which is your mortgage interest again, is property tax, any repairs. So usually in this circumstance, if you're strictly W-2, it could help your tax situation by lowering out your overall income, taxable income.
Daniel, you and I both went to Georgia Tech, but a lot of this stuff just went way over my head, and this is the reason why we have specialized people doing specialized stuff. I'm glad you're our CPA. I will help you with the real estate. We have, guest speakers like Jad and Danny to talk about the mortgage side. We have attorneys. Thank you so much for being able to explain all this to everyone. And again, I know there's going to be a lot more questions like we had last time.
Yeah, of course.
So
I'd be happy to help.
Yeah, and the last question I'm going to ask you today, and because we have a limited time. But what about if you own multiple rental properties? What are some of the strategies? Like personally, I have, we talked about this. I have multiple rental properties. Most of our clients who are starting, they're getting, they want to buy one, but they also want to buy multiple properties. So what are some of the ways that we can have some tax savings on multiple rental properties?
So what's very interesting once you actually have multiple rental properties is we went ahead and just covered the basic expenses for one singular property.
Right.
However, once you really have multiple rental properties, you yourself, if you're not using, let's say, a property manager or whatever it may be, even if you are in most circumstances, if you have a couple of real estate properties, you should go ahead and start a side company that actually helps you manage those companies too. Because whether you have a property manager or not, you're going to be spending time there. Right. If you go ahead and do that, you can go ahead and shift over some funds or some income that the rental properties actually make, move it over to your new management company. Some income is being recognized here, so now you can go ahead and take advantage of more expenses. When you're managing your properties personally, right, you're doing it all from home right now. Now you could go ahead and qualify for the home office expense. You can go ahead and qualify for automobile. You can go ahead and qualify for much more things. Usually this is much more beneficial to our listeners that actually get paid salary or only get paid in W-2 income. Mm-hmm. Business income guys, business owners, you guys are probably already taking all these expenses anyway from your companies. Yeah.
Well, I know that a lot of our listeners will have questions about their primary residence, about investments, and this is also a very important reason why when you're trying to get a loan, we work very hand in hand with our CPAs and our esteemed people that are trusted advisors. So if you want to help build a team of your trusted advisors to help you with acquisitions, dispositions, making sure your tax basis is done correctly. We have a lot of out-of-state investors that are coming in and out. We have a lot of questions about how to structure the loan. Usually the questions we usually say, hey, talk to one of our friends. He's great at what he does, and Daniel, you're it. So.
Of course. I'd be more than happy to help with any questions.
Daniel, how did they get a hold of you? I know it's from last week, but how did they get a hold of you?
So the best way to get in contact with me is calling me directly or sending a message. My direct phone number is 678-662-3244.
All right, it's tax season coming up, so there's no reason why you guys shouldn't be calling Daniel. So
Yeah.
All right, you guys. You should have Helen next week, so you'll have the more liked partner on the show.
Say that.
All right, you guys. Have a great day.
All right.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye.